The following show is intended for an adult audience. We may use explicit language or discuss mature themes. Monkeyboy may react strongly, such as screaming if he encounters a spider. Viewer discretion is advised.
Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you. Hello.
Thank
Hello.
you so much.
Hello.
Thanks, everyone. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening to you, Nick.
Good evening to you, Monkeyboy, and good evening to our fabulous viewers there. This
everyone.
is... Yes, hello. Do you want to tell them what the show name is, Monkeyboy, as you seem to be the one who can say it without fumbling every time they say it?
Yes, the show is called Live and Moderately Entertaining. I'm almost certain that it's live, and I hope it will be moderately entertaining.
Well, I hope so for Robert's sake, but we'll get into that later on. Monkeyboy, I kind of feel, we've been speaking to each other backstage, so we know we're good and we're happy and we've caught up with how boring our days have been. How about we do some greetings and all that jazz and have a chat or a quick hello to people in the audience?
Good idea. Let's start at the top and work our way down.
Oh, absolutely. So we've got Lester, San Jose, the Skeptic Tank. Hello, Lester. He said, am I first? Mate, you weren't just first. You were 10 minutes early. Me and Monkeyboy were sat here going, my God, he is keen. But thank you for being keen.
Yes. I hope you are well cheesed this evening.
Yes, so do I. We've got some weirdo called Monkeyboy's Toys. I don't know who he is, but we'll roll on past that. Boot him out. We've got the lovely Emma C. Now,
Emma.
As ever with Emma C, I'm sorry for those who have seen this before, but once upon a time, she sent me this text rather aggrieved after a stream saying, you need to do me a shout out on your live tonight because you always ignore my comments. So as always,
there she
here's
is.
A special shout out to my friend Emma and Monkeyboy's friend Emma. So hello, Emma. Let's give her a round of applause too. Yay.
Yay. There's
Yay.
Emma.
She's
Emma
there.
with her face.
Right.
Yay.
Yay.
Hi, Emma.
Emma and her face.
Thanks for joining us.
She's a lovely girl. Yep, thank you for being there. I've completely lost where I am in the comments, but there we go. We have Andrew, a man who's so cool. He's named Andrew twice. Andrew. There he is. Is that enough Andrews? Hello, mate. How are you? Thank you for popping along. Oh, who else have we got in this evening? The one and only, the lovely Kim Gonick, the co-host, the 50% of the Action Popcast. She is here. Hello, Kim.
Hello,
Hope you're well this evening. Thank you for coming along.
Good evening to you, ma'am.
She's always very supportive of the side projects of APC. So thanks for being here. We have the original YouTuber, the Monkey.
It's the Monkey.
What is thy bidding, my master?
That just felt appropriate. It just felt very Sith-like and dark. I had to do that.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Hello, Monkey.
I hope you're well. And we also have G-Force Racing 20. G-Force, how are you, sir?
G-Force, good evening, sir. Thanks for stopping by, man. Hope you're doing all right.
Yeah, thank you for coming along. Oh, who else have we got? See, you're trusting me with a map. Oh, we have the one and only Delvian Seekin.
Delvian. It's Delvian. Hello, man. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Good to see you, bud.
Always appreciated. God, we got more people in. I don't know what's going on tonight. I feel all touched. We have Reading Movies. Hello, Reading Movies. Hello.
Good evening. Good evening, Lewis. Thank you for joining us, sir. I hope you're doing all right, man. Reading Movies has just come back from a skiing holiday, interestingly.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
I'd love to go skiing, but I'd love to go skiing, but one, I don't like the cold. Two, I have no balance or coordination. And three, I don't have the money right now because I keep spending.
You've got none of the things you need. You couldn't be more unprepared for a skiing holiday.
But I still want to do it. Doesn't that not show you how keen I would be to, even though I hate the cold, I'd pray. Because the thing is, whenever I think of skiing, I think of that scene in the James Bond film where Roger Moore goes off the cliff and, the big Union flag, that I'm like, yes, that would be me, except for that wouldn't be me. I would be crashed into a tree in a slump being airlifted to the local hospital. So that's what it is. Anyway, I'm going off topic.
Ben Stutley's in the house.
What's up,
cracking, Ben? Good evening, sir. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much indeed.
Oh, I've just got to bring this comment up. I know we're saying hello to people, but Kim says, because we're all losers and got nothing better to do.
That's an outrageous thing to say.
That's slanderous. Slanderous. We can't have that. We also have Retro Toy Guy Sai. Hello there, Retro Toy Guy Sai.
Thank you for joining us, sir. I hope you and Puppy are well. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. I know it's late for you where you are in the Netherlands, but thanks for coming by.
Does he live in Narnia?
Yeah, pretty much. Yep.
Oh, amazing.
But it's coming up for 10 past 11 for him now. So thanks for stopping by, Simon. I do appreciate that. I know it's very late for you.
Very kind, very kind. We have the one, the only, Mr. Alan Dawson, the man who knows everything there is about action. He is an Action Man fanatic and he runs Amcon in Colville. He's the guy. If you need to know anything about Action Man, ask Alan. He is
Sir Alan Action Man. Thank you for stopping by,
Alan
dude.
of Action. A man of action. Oh, just going through this. Zantara. Hello.
Milady.
Even R2 got excited for that one.
Was that you or me? I felt like that came from me somehow.
I think that came from you. That definitely came from you. This is what happens when you allow an idiot to download a soundboard in the daytime and figure out how to plug it into his laptop. Right.
So, hello,
we must persevere.
Yes. Monkey screeches to you, milady.
And we have the absolutely awesome Baz Dark Lycan. Hello, sir. Thank you for making it. I hope you are well, and I hope that life is looking up and you are feeling good, sir. But thank you for joining us.
Thanks indeed, Baz. Hope you're doing okay, man.
Yeah, man. Best wishes from all of us.
Indeed.
We also have VTR Dave.
VTR in the house. What's up, dude?
How many people here can say they've sat and had roast dinner with VTR Dave? Go on, show of hands in the comment section.
Nope, I haven't. I would like to have roast dinner with Dave. I mean, I'd like to have roast dinner, but especially with Dave.
A roast dinner with Dave is something of a marvel. I've never had a better roast dinner in my life. I'm not sure if it was the company or the medium rare beef, but whatever it was something special.
I mean,
it was.
I'm not sure what he means by his comment. He says this is all rather lame. I mean, I don't think it's that bad. It's all right. I mean, I'm not sure what he's getting at, but give it a chance. Give it a chance. Goodness me.
We're still going. There's still more people. What is it? Cat Vader's girl. Hello there.
Good evening, Cat.
I promise. Oh shit! See, Cat. This I should have saved this for Cat.
What is thy bidding, my master?
Yeah, she's got her own soundbite. Yeah, I kind of spaffed my load a bit early there, didn't I? Got keen. Look where it took me. It's not good.
Oh well.
We have the original toy wizard himself, Mr. Toy Polloy. He popped by to say hi and good luck with the stream. Thank you very much, sir. I hope you're having a great evening. Thank you for popping along.
TP. Thanks indeed.
Very kind of you to pop along.
Indeed.
Let's see if we have anyone else. The filthiest of filth on YouTube, a channel which is hanging on by a thread with regards to censorship and being banned for crudeness and rudeness. Not quite his words, but similar words. We have Salacious Rum.
Salacious. Aha. Good
I'm-
evening to you.
I witnessed things on his stream earlier today, which blew my mind. There were.
Can you read the comment? Because I haven't got my glasses on. I can't see it properly.
Right. Well, I was I was kind of avoiding reading it because I struggle with the best.
Maybe not.
But I know.
Maybe not.
But no. I am going to read it. Salacious calls foul. He knows APD is a boy because he has seen his willy twice. But the so-called Monkeyboy looks 100% boy. Although I admit he hasn't seen his willy, and he could be all monkey down below. I mean. I wasn't avoiding it for content. I was avoiding it because now you can see people that I can't read that well. And with that Kowakian style text.
I could have read it on my tablet, but I just saw there was a sizable comment, and I felt it was worth reading. I could just about make out the word Willies. So
yeah. Oh, and we also have Scream. Is that Scream 7? Am I doing my Roman numericals correctly?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
I paid
Scream
attention
7.
that day at school. Yes. Thank you for popping along.
Maybe we should call this individual Scream V or Vi. No,
I like Vi.
No, Scream 7 works better.
Yeah, let's be respectful. Let's not annoy people on the first one. We kind of want to. We want to do this again.
He said it's okay to spaff your load. He did earlier. So, marvellous. Excellent. Thank you.
And we just have lots of the people we've mentioned all saying hello to each other, which is very nice. I do like to see people in the chat all chatting. So
being social and that.
Being social. Yeah, I've just got to... You'll have to bear with me a bit this evening because I don't have Kim Gonick here to do the technical stuff for me.
That's all right.
I'm flying.
I can
I'm
see on
flying
the screen
solo.
some of my hair has managed to come out. Is creeping out. I can only apologise. I'm sorry. I did put a hat on to try and contain the mane.
Look, we came to a deal. £57 and what was it? £57 and 50 pence. And Carla, Mrs. APD, would have come up to your house.
I thought it was 37.50. What are you trying to do to me?
I don't know. Right, we've got to say, there's nothing dodgy here. I sent Dave a picture of my spaghetti bolognese the other night, and he insisted that I send Carla up there for nothing untoward or dirty to make him a spaghetti bolognese. And I said we could do that, but I wanted £57.50. Now, he's trying to barter us down here. But he said for the extra money that she would have to comb his luscious mane of hair, to which I said, we could probably go... If Carla finds out about this conversation, I'm going to get punched in the face. As I say, nothing untoward, just spaghetti bolognese making and hairbrushing. Yep. His idea. That's what happens.
It's true. It's a true story. It's 100% true.
Yeah, no, it genuinely is. But I kind of want to give people a little insight as to... So there's been a bit of back and forth this week between me and Dave. We've been wanting to put this stream on, wanting to, do something interesting. So we were chatting on Messenger this week, and what resulted was us playing a game of I'm just gonna have to take the banner down because I can't
Are you actually going to share this with everyone? Are you going to share this?
Yes, I am gonna share this with everyone because this happened. So the other night, and I'm just going to say for context here, if you're listening to this on the audio version later on, me and Dave entered into a game of elbow, knee or bollock, which is... Dave, would you like to explain the rules before I read the card out?
Okay, well, and this is especially for any of our American cousins that might not know what a bollock is. A bollock is a testicle. Now, the game elbow, knee or bollock is quite a simple game. What you do is you take a close-up picture of your elbow, your knee, or your bollock, and you send it to an unwilling accomplice in the game, and you simply ask them elbow, knee, or bollock, and they have to reply and see if they get the answer right.
So So I started this because just for some context here, Dave had sort of mentioned this before I did this, and I have had to put parental advisory stickers on everything because YouTube can be a bit sensitive. So I sent him a picture with the text elbow, knee or bollock, to which Dave responded, bollock bag. I quickly fired back with knee. Dave then responded with, seemed too stretchy for a knee, well played. I'd foiled him at that.
I feel it's a shame that you put the parental advisory up though, because we could see your stretchy elbow. But there we go. Okay,
yes,
I understand.
Yes, but I just don't want YouTube to mistake it. So
yeah,
Dave,
of course.
Dave, of course, then had to fire back with knee, elbow, bollock, and I responded with a simple knee. Dave was clearly upset with his "God damn it" reply because I had sussed it out.
Yeah,
he couldn't confuse me. Then I messaged him, let's now show our balls. Not, let's not show our balls. F you, autocorrect, because autocorrect was playing mischief on me that night. To which then Dave responded with another picture. My response was, that's balls. You're good at this game, said Dave. I've now seen your balls. Enjoy. So, yes, that happened the other night. Dave... Monkeyboy showed me via the medium of whatever messenger thing we were using. He showed me his nether regions. Yep. I didn't think you'd do that, dude. I never thought anyone would commit that hard to the game as that.
No, I committed to it. Fistful of bollocks. I was sure you was going to say knee.
Well,
I was hoping to catch you unaware, but you knew immediately it was bollocks.
It's a bit like this stream, but yes. It's just like, no, I can't believe I've seen that. And of course, I said to Carly, you'll never believe what he's done. And I explained, she's like, don't show me, I don't want to see it. So I'm sorry to share those screenshots, but
it could have been worse. I mean, you've spared everyone. By your judicious use of explicit censorship tags, so that's fine.
Sometimes you've got to do this. I'm just going to kick back through the comments before we go any further.
Sure.
Oh dear.
I mean,
right, let's see. Why wouldn't I? So Toy Polloy has said, "I'm here for Skeletor. When does he show up?" Well,
it's funny you should say that. Greetings, you fools!
Oh, you let him out of his box, didn't you? You let him out of his box.
Yeah, I know. I can't keep him in his box, quite frankly.
No, so yeah, there you go, Dave. Monkeyboy has shown you Skeletor, but
he will be. He is available for requests if you wish.
Have you seen? Have you seen Dave's army of Skeletors? He's got more Skeletors than so many Skeletors. It's an insane amount of Skeletors.
Mm-hmm.
I believe someone in the comment section once accused him of them not being able to find Skeletors because he had bought so many, which is ridiculous given how many were made. But there we go.
I get that. I think I single-handedly drove up the price of Bib Fortuna figures in the UK because I bought every single one that was on eBay UK a couple of years ago. So yeah, if you're trying to buy a Bib Fortuna figure and they're too expensive for you, it's my fault. Sorry about that.
Well, we'll go with that. I don't believe that, but we're gonna go. We're gonna go with that. Who else have we got in? So people. Look who we've got. We've got the one and only Scuba Pete, a very beautiful man.
Hello, dude.
And he says greetings. I believe it was $750. I mean, it might be referring to the price I was trying to hire my wife up for to do housework.
I thought it was just $37.50 that we'd settled on.
Well, yeah, I'm just hearing myself back from my monitors. I'm like, this really makes you sound like a bit of a dick. Me, not you. But we all know that. So, I've spotted a couple of other people. Vader's girl. Sorry, I can't stay longer. Going to start my Toy Fair stream. I'll catch up on the rewatch. Have a great stream. Yeah, I hope that goes well for you. Thank you for popping along this evening.
Have fun.
It was very kind of you to come along. We've got a few other people. Retro Toy Guy Sai saying hi to Toy Ploy. Kim, Nick just wanted to replace me with Monkeyboy. No, you have not been replaced, Kim. You are not being replaced. Could you imagine if you left us two idiots to do anything that involved any form of like meticulous planning? We'd start sending pictures of our body parts to each other, as evidently happened.
Yep.
But you know,
no, you're irreplaceable, Kim. I'm not looking to replace you by any stretch of the imagination.
K-Dog Broadcasting. Did we say hello to K-Dog earlier?
We didn't. Let's say hello now.
No.
Hello, K-Dog.
Hello.
Hello there.
Obi-Wan says hello as well. I'm loving this little app thing here. G-Force, he says he's here for the roast dinner. Does it have to be your own? From Andrew. I presume he's referring to the pictures that we showed earlier. Let's just get through these a bit more. Salacious says Salacious will show his balls. Oh my goodness. Well, there we go. We have Miss Detty in the house. Hello, Miss Detty. How are you this evening?
Miss Detty.
Thank you
Good
for
evening.
popping along.
Thanks indeed.
Delvian Seek says, that's a lovely story of how the internet brings people together. Wow.
Yep.
The internet's beautiful for that.
I mean, just think about it, right? In the 80s and sort of most of the 90s, if Nick had have wanted to see my balls, he couldn't. I would have had to take an actual photograph and put it in an envelope and send it to his address. It'd had to be physical balls. But no.
The thing I feel I need to add to this, that in 2024, I still don't want to see your balls. It's just you took the game to the next level. Well,
okay. I'm grateful.
Well, yeah, sorry. But I'm just flicking through the comments. Sorry if I'm missing any comments. There's quite a few here, and we've been chatting waffle and bollocks, quite literally.
Dave says you can't keep your balls in the box either. Nope. No,
you can't. Oh dear, but where?
In fact, I've never kept my balls in a box. It's never happened. I know it's weird. It's weird to say, but I haven't.
Kim says, "Where's my soundbite?" Well, what? I don't know what to. What should I give Kim? Pick a good one. I reckon this is something she says a lot when I'm being a dick when we're doing planning.
No.
Lara Croft saying no. Very authoritative.
No.
There we go. Kim telling me off. That's your soundbite. I promise for the next time, Kim, I will get you the perfect soundbite. We just don't know what that is yet. Travels with Jason has joined us this evening. All good here, Kim. He's saying, Kim, I've booked my ticket for Jason. London Film Comic Con. Oh, awesome. You're going to the Comic Con. That's excellent. And yeah, sorry, I've jumped past a few comments. Please don't think we don't want to read your comments out, but we've got to progress with the stream because me and Monkeyboy have been chatting non-stop, but we will keep going over comments throughout the show.
If we let Skeletor play the game, no, it doesn't. No,
the blue skin
doesn't really work. And also, his balls are slightly different colour. They're quite purple, so it's obvious that it's not his knee. Anyway, too much information. Let's move on.
Yes. Let's. Shall we? Let's get into tonight's subject.
Okay, let's do it.
Calling Orville, calling Keith. One moment, bear with me. I've absolutely got to do something. Disaster. Speak to the crowd. Speak to the crowd. I'll be right back.
What's happened?
Just bear with me.
Okay. I'll show everyone my cat. Here is my sleeping cat. Oh no, she's woken up now. Here is my cat. This is Ewok, everybody. Ewok, say hello. There is Ewok. She's fantastic. She might yawn in a moment. No, she's not going to yawn. But anyway, there she is.
I'm back. Sorry. Do you want to know what I did? I set everything up this evening, and I didn't plug my laptop in, so my laptop just said battery running low.
Oh no!
So, so there you go. Proof 100% that this is live. So sorry, it wouldn't be a stream with me if I didn't get something wrong or make some sort of mistake.
So good. At least it didn't just die. That would have been crazy.
That would have been. You'd have been here on your own until I was like, and come back on. So yes, back to it. Calling Orville, calling Keith.
Indeed.
I'm sorry to do this to you, Monkeyboy. Do you want to give a brief idea of what we thought we'd talk about? Or do you want me to do it?
Yeah, well,
or do you want to do it?
We would just have a little bit of a chat about puppets. Some ventriloquist puppets, some under-the-table rod puppets, just puppets in general, because I think everyone likes puppets, don't they? I've never met anyone that didn't like puppets. I mean, certain puppets, for example, Punch and Judy, I can understand. Obviously, Punch and Judy are quite horrific. But everyone likes some sort of puppet at some point, don't they? Let's be honest. So I thought, why not talk about puppets for a bit? Yeah.
And the most important puppets shall I indulge the people with a slide? We've done a slide. We've done stuff.
Yeah, why not? Chuck a slide up and we'll see who you've got on there. I don't know who you've got on the slides. Hey.
Well, this one feels appropriate because it's got Orville on it and it's got Keith.
It has got Orville on it. What do you think of Orville, Nick?
He's a bit of a You're going to make me admit this, aren't you?
Go on.
I might have thought
he was?
I thought he was a chicken.
He's not a chicken, Nick.
I thought he was a chicken.
What is he?
He's a duck.
He's a duck, isn't he?
He's all right.
He's not a chicken. That's ridiculous. I can't believe you actually thought he was a chicken. Absolutely outrageous.
You are older than me. You were around for this more.
He's green, for goodness sake.
He's also got a head bigger than the guy with a hand up his bum, and he talks. I mean, is it that unreasonable to think he could have been a chicken?
Yes, it is unreasonable. He's got a beak, and that's where the similarity ends.
So yeah. Orville the duck. Orville the duck. I just always knew him as Orville. I didn't know him as Orville the duck.
So
I'm
for
sorry.
those of you that are looking at the slides now and are unaware of which of the photos we're talking about the upper left. As you're looking at it, the one closest to Nick and the character closest to Nick, the one that isn't a chicken, that is in fact a nylon green duck. That's Keith Harris and Orville. I've got some little facts here. Now, unfortunately, Keith Harris actually died in 2015. I don't imagine you've got a sound effect for that. But yes, that's.
I hope not. That would be awful.
Yeah, like a crying sound or a. But unfortunately, Keith Harris, he did pass away in 2015. But he was probably the premier ventriloquist entertainer of the 80s. He had Orville the duck, who you can see him with there, and just underneath Orville you can see the green orange monkey, and that was Cuddles. Now Keith and Orville starred in the Keith Harris show, which was aired from 82 until 86. And Orville had a catchphrase which was "I wish I could fly." And Keith Harris used to always tell him that he could fly.
Chickens can't fly. You can see
they can fly. They can fly. I've seen a chicken in a tree, and it didn't climb there. So,
well, to be fair, the monkey beneath him looks like a sickly Alsatian. I'm just saying that his puppets were not the most. They were not the most realistic.
No, I also should point out to those viewers that are unaware, because it's not in the slide there. Orville was wearing a nappy, so he was not only a nylon green duck, but he was one in a nappy. And yes, as I say, his catchphrase used to be
"diaper" for our American cousins.
And and Keith Harris always used to say, "You can," and he used to say, "I can't." And that was basically the whole premise of the show, was this duck saying that he wished he could fly. Cuddles, the monkey, who you can see underneath Orville there, his catchphrase was, "I hate that duck." So yeah.
I kind of feel if I'd have watched this more, I may have cottoned on to the fact that Orville is a duck.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, it was before your time, admittedly, but
I know we're mid-subject, but I just want to quickly say hello to Victoria Squires for popping along this evening, because she's very kindly popped along. We've known each other for a long time through the old Instagrams, and I believe this is her first time being live with us, well, with myself or anything. So, hello, Victoria.
Hello, Victoria. And she's saying that Orville has the same dusty hair as the 70s Incredible Hulk, which is a very good observation. Yes, he does.
Want to see if anyone else thinks that Orville was a chicken. I'm just going to scroll through the comments. Can we say Orville is a ducken? We can. A ducken. Maybe he is a crossbreed of a chicken and a duck, and that's the confusion. Excuse, but sorry, I've interrupted your flow there.
That's all right. I don't suppose you've got a slide of Robert the monkey, the simian that is currently being held hostage to await the outcome of this stream, and to find out whether he's.
Oh, sorry, I hit my soundboard. That's what I did. That's what I did. I didn't mean to do that. It does. Have I got a picture? I can arrange a picture. If you talk for one moment, I can certainly get a picture on here.
Because the monkey, Robert the monkey, who is currently being held hostage to await the verdict, the audience verdict for this stream. Obviously, if it's a successful stream, he will be released. If the stream is unsuccessful and unpopular, I think he will be dispatched by firearm. But speaking of Robert the monkey, he does look like the love child of Orville and Cuddles. So if you can see the picture there of Orville and below him Cuddles, imagine if those two characters had a love child. Robert the monkey looks like their love child, and if Nick's got a picture to pop up, we can prove that.
I was going to bring a picture up, but I just realised to do that, I'm going to have to come out of the studio or come in on my other phone and upload it that way, which means there's going to be a massive echo feedback loop. So if we can just what I can say is what I'll do quickly is I'll bring up the intro video very quickly. So bear with us all, and you will see
everyone the love child of Orville and Cuddles the monkey.
So this was our intro video. I'm just going to play it for a few seconds. So bear with us. So yes, that was Robert the monkey. The easiest way I could do this. I feel I underprepared for this stream by not having.
No, he was obviously the offspring of Cuddles and Orville there. In that relationship, I don't know who was the top and who was the bottom. But
really?
But anyway. So the slide that is to the right of Keith Harris and Orville at the top there is Spit the dog. Now he appeared with Bob Carroll-G's. Now let me just have a look at my notes. When was he? Bob Carroll-G's actually started his career with a ventriloquist's puppet that was also a monkey called Charlie in 1979. But he really found his fame with Spit the dog. Now, it's not a very clear picture of Spit the dog, but he was kind of a scruffy-looking terrier type of dog. And as his name would suggest, he used to spit all the time. He used to spit on people, used to spit on Bob Carroll-G's and spit on everyone else. Bob Carroll-G's also used to have a puppet called Cough the cat. So Spit the dog and Cough the cat. They were quite popular in the early 80s. If we go round the clock, we can see Rod Hull and Emu down in the bottom right-hand corner there. Now Now this guy was a little bit controversial. I think that Rod Hull was probably quite a violent man. Are you familiar with Rod Hull and Emu,
Yeah,
Nick?
I am. Yeah, because I've also got some notes, and because when you sent me the pictures, I'm aware of Emu because I remember the show that Rod Hull. They did a show with a witch called Grotbags, didn't they?
They did, yes. Yeah.
Which was Emu's World. So I remember there was a really weird sort of sketchy animation at the start. But yeah, Emu was a bit of a dick because Emu would like grab people by the face, wouldn't he? And like try and slam their head down.
Yep. He was quite a violent bird. I'm not sure what notes you've got about Rod Hull and Emu. We could perhaps compare notes. Have you got any other notes?
I could go through the brief notes I've got. I've got Emu and Rod Hull. Emu, the mischievous puppet, teamed up with Rod Hull for various shows like Emu's Broadcasting Company. Remember the time, also, my notes say, remember the time Rod Hull famously fell off a roof to retrieve Emu? This is not correct. I wanted to bring this up because Rod Hull did unfortunately pass away after falling off of his roof. I believe he was trying to adjust his TV aerial for a football game or something.
That's true. It was actually a Champions League match between Inter Milan and Manchester United that he wanted to watch. So he went up on his roof to adjust his television aerial and fell off. Now, falling off roofs is not a great thing to do. And in this case,
it's not recommended. I'd like it if people didn't. But yeah,
he actually suffered severe skull fractures and chest injuries, and did pass away from his injuries, unfortunately.
Which was very sad. But if I could just carry on, sorry, man, didn't mean to speak over you there. But this was just interesting to me. I always knew he died from falling off a roof. I didn't have the exact details you had, but I knew he fell off a roof and he died. I assumed he was fixing a tile or something. But isn't it crazy how the internet has now made it that he was falling off a roof, retrieving Emu? Why would anyone go up on a roof to retrieve a puppet and risk their life? I mean, you could argue, why would anyone go up on a roof to adjust their TV aerial for a football game? But a puppet?
Yeah.
I mean, how the internet's warped this story.
How would the puppet have... Sorry, go on.
I was just saying how the internet's warped this story.
Yeah, indeed. And people didn't really stop to think how Emu would have got up on the roof in the first place.
I mean, let's say it's true. How would Emu have got up on the roof? Because emus don't fly, do they?
Well, no. So presumably he climbed up there or flew up there on a gust of wind. But no, very bizarre. But it was, I mean, very shortly after the sad event happened, the story came out almost immediately that he was up there trying to retrieve Emu, which is
this came out. Bizarre. So this isn't a thing that's just kicked off on the internet. Then this is people were saying this around the time.
Yeah, around the time it was. Yeah, I mean, I guess it was. Maybe it started off as a joke and someone just sort of said it as a throwaway comment and it got picked up and spread around. But yeah, it was certainly at the time. It was. You know, you say, "Oh, did you hear about Rod Hull?" And they would say, "Oh, yeah, he fell off his roof trying to get Emu back."
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. I mean, why would? Sorry to do this. Before we go any further into that, would you mind if I just caught up a bit on some of the comments?
Yeah,
so we're not excluding people.
We'll go back to Rod Hull in a moment.
So yeah, just to get back to where we are. Right, so we've got Miss Detty saying hi to Scuba, Jason saying hi to Scuba. I'm just looking for comments. They are chatting, being so behind on the comments. Laugh my arse off. Yeah, no, sorry, we do get behind occasionally. We've got reading movies saying I hate that duck, chicken, duck, whatever. It's a horrible looking creature. Just scrolling through now. We've got Zantara points out Ewok napping next to Whiplash and Skeletor. Wow.
Yes. Yep.
Ewok is braver than we are. Travels and more with Jason says I had the puppet of the duck.
Oh wow.
Oh, that must have been horrifying. Something in my mind says that in our house at some point in childhood, we had a teddy of Orville the duck, and it had it had a rubbery face. I'm sure I didn't imagine that. We've also had Manga Fandanga or Manga Fangadanga join us.
Si.
Thank you for joining us, Si. Awesome to have you here.
See you, bud.
We have Kim Gonick say, I secretly would have loved to have seen Nick just disappear. So, very, very kind. VTR Dave saying Muppets. I don't know if he's calling us Muppets or he's asking us to speak about the Muppets. But we can...
I would imagine he's calling us Muppets. That seems the most reasonable.
K-Dog is saying about Jeff Dunham is a master. I presume that's the guy holding the Acme puppet, but we will get to him.
Yes, that's the guy in the middle. Yep, we'll get to him in a second.
We've got Kim saying, yeah, slides I uploaded for them. Yep, Kim did do the technical side this evening. I messaged her about an hour before the stream. Help. Victoria Squires. Orville has the same... Oh, we already had that comment. My apologies. Let's jump down. Let's see where we can get to... retro toy guy Sai says that's a hobby of mine, going around putting chickens in trees. That sounds like to be fair, that sounds like quite a fun hobby. I could get behind some of that. And we've also been joined by Mr. Reynolds himself, Luke Reynolds from Reynolds Reviews, and he said hello to a few people in the chat. So hello, thank you, Luke, for joining us this evening. Very kind of you to pop along.
Reynolds. Thanks indeed. Yep.
Agent Reynolds, is that some sort of like thing you call each other on? Secret?
Yes, yeah. Luke's a secret agent. He works for Mars.
I thought you were going to say lemonade drinker then.
No, he's a mask agent.
Lemonade drinker.
He's fighting the good fight against the evil Venom.
Delvian Seek says, Rod Hole, I need my glasses. I thought that was Queen Camilla for a moment. Comedy gold.
Excellent.
Oh, right. Just have another quick scroll through. Yeah, retro toy guy Sai says Emu obviously used a ladder to get on the roof. Well, that is one option that me and Monkeyboy did not consider.
Yep, that's
I will
true.
admit we went for the more out there ideas. We've got Scream 7 or Scream V. Emu got on the roof to watch The Neighbours Next Door. The puppet was tired of seeing nothing but children's programming. Well, there's many. I feel there's many layers to that one. Retro toy guy Sai. Sorry, I should just say retro toy guy. It's the Sai. It throws me. Right, I'm off to bed. Have a good one, chats. Well, thank you for joining us. It was very kind of you to pop along.
Cheers, man. Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for stopping by.
And just have a quick look here. Action Popcast, don't take that as any knock. Totally a joke on American live streamer who does the same thing like yours in his chats. His are awesome. Oh, I feel I may have missed whatever comment that was because I was scrolling quickly, but no, I don't take anything to heart. I really don't. So, but thank you for clarifying any which way. So yes, if we're to continue on, we've got the puppet we haven't spoke about here is, and one I know a little bit about because there was a bit of a craze of him in the...
Are you moving on from Rod Hull immediately? How dare you?
Sorry. Did I... Right, finish your Rod Hull. I'm sorry.
Look, I've got notes here.
Well, read the bloody notes. Read the notes.
Right, okay. So...
I thought you'd finished. That's why I went through the comments.
No, absolutely not. No, and I warn you now. This is going to go to a bit of a dark place, but I think it's just worth talking about anyway. A few more notes about Rod Hull. Now, Rod Hull and Emu's early appearances were actually on American TV in 1974 and 1975 during a Saturday morning CBS show called Hudson Brothers Razzle Dazzle Show.
Intriguing.
Not familiar with that, but that's where he started. Now, of course, Emu was famous and notorious for his sudden and unprovoked, often quite violent attacks on people. Most notably, TV chat show hosts. He attacked the 70s and 80s chat show host Russell Harty quite viciously. And there's quite a famous clip of him attacking Michael Parkinson, where they all end up rolling about on the floor. Such was the ferocity of the attack.
I remember that one. That was vicious.
Yeah.
Very vicious.
Yeah, he probably went for him. I mean, Rod Hull was clearly a bit of a psychopath. Now,
I mean, look at his hair and the suit. It was all there.
Yeah.
The pieces of the puzzle were there, man. He put his hand in puppets. Sorry, I worded that really badly.
Now, what did really sort of shock me at the time, and this isn't the dark bit, but what did shock me at the time was he appeared on a Royal Variety performance, and actually Rod Hull used Emu to destroy the Queen Mother's bouquet of flowers in the lineup afterwards. Emu attacked the Queen Mother's flowers, which I think is a very bold thing to do, to assault the flowers belonging to a member of the royal family. But nevertheless, that's what he chose to do. In 1983, he appeared on The Tonight Show and attacked the host, Johnny Carson, despite being told not to by the show's producers. And this is where it gets a little bit dark. I'm not sure if this was after his death. I think it was after Rod Hull's death. There were at least 2 reports of Rod Hull using Emu as a cover to sexually assault women.
Well, interesting you say that, because Alan Dawson in the chat has added, don't forget Selena Scott on Breakfast TV, which was borderline sexual assault.
Yeah. And there was I don't know if it was a celebrity or a journalist, I forget who it was now, but someone did say at one point to Rod Hull, you're doing things with that bird that would get you locked up if it was just you doing it. That's not a direct quote, but that's
yeah, but pretty much the gist of it. Yeah.
So a little bit of a dark turn there to the old Rod Hull and Emu story. He might have been a bit of an old lech, as well as quite a violent possible psychopath / sociopath. But anyway, let's move on from him, and we'll go round the clock again, and we'll join the couple in the centre of the screen, which is of course the mighty Jeff Dunham and Ahmed the Dead Terrorist. Now, Jeff Dunham has quite a lot of characters, and they're all very good. I can't think off the top of my head the names of them all. He's got like an old man and a young boy, and different characters that he has, and he's really very good indeed and very entertaining. But just to touch on the Ahmed the Dead Terrorist, are you familiar with Ahmed, Nick?
I am, yeah. Sorry, I was just laughing at VTR Dave's comment. Emu is now behind bars. Allegedly. All this is allegedly. I am familiar with Ahmed. Not a puppet, not a concept I ever really, my sense of humor, I've got a very varied sense of humor. I'm not going to say he wasn't funny, because obviously he was, because I believe he had a residency in Vegas at one point, but it was never really my cup of tea. And I think some of that goes back to, darker times in the noughties and around the 2000s, and friends of mine who got abuse for things when we were at school because of events that happened in the world. So I was never particularly keen on that sort of humor. But obviously many people were, and he was very popular by all accounts. So
yeah. I mean, the character of Ahmed the Dead Terrorist really sort of caught the zeitgeist at the right time, because it was a time of real uncertainty and real unease in the world, and a lot of people really responded to the character of Ahmed. But I think in recent years he's become less popular as a character because of today's culture and people not wishing to disparage certain ethnicities and religions and this sort of thing. But yes, certainly it did really give his career a real boost, and he continues to enjoy success today. I'm not sure to what extent Ahmed is still used in his act. I know that it sort of tapered off a little bit, and some of the other characters came to the forefront. But no, Jeff Dunham is one of the better working ventriloquists today. There's not that many around, I don't think. I mean, it was certainly a very popular entertainment in the 80s and early 90s, but sort of died off a little bit. But there are there are others that are still doing it. And you've got Nina Conti, who interestingly also has a monkey called Monkey.
Is that the woman who's not a particularly good ventriloquist?
Yes.
I'm sure. Yes, she's. Right. Okay. Let's pretend that I've got a puppet called Badger.
Okay.
I mean, there was a puppet
Badger.
from Bodger and Badger, but she's like, this would be her. I'm Badger. How are you? I can see your lips moving, and it's not a tiny bit. And you're talking like that and moving your lip, like, try and hide it a little bit.
No, she's not the best ventriloquist, but she's quite a good comedian. And
I mean, maybe that's the joke of it.
Well, I don't know. She used to do a funny bit where she would attach she would get an audience member up and she would put a mask on them, and she could control the mouth with a little button or a bladder that she had, and she could make
I've seen these.
And so she would get an audience member up and then sort of do a ventriloquist act with a live audience member, and that was quite entertaining. I can't off the top of my head think of any other. Have I made a note of any other ventriloquists? I don't think I have. So that would be the ventriloquists covered. Shall we move on to other kinds of puppets?
I mean, we can take this any which way we want because there's 3 slides in total. So I think what I'm going to do is jump onto one which I've got a little bit more memory of myself from, because certainly they appeared in the 90s. Now, I appreciate on this slide here, you've got Punch and Judy. Some may say the oldest puppets there are. I believe probably everyone's seen a Punch and Judy show. I'm not going to go into a massive history lesson on how Punch and Judy started for 2 reasons. 1, there's not enough time. 2, I haven't got the notes to do it. But let's just say Punch and Judy is a very old.
Well, I can touch on it if you want, because I've got a very.
Well, yeah,
very
if you've
brief,
got a couple of notes, absolutely.
Punch and Judy is actually has its roots in the 16th century, and Punch and Judy's first appearance was in England in 1662. So,
that's older than I would have ever imagined.
Yeah. Anyway, that's all I really had on those. Just to touch on Punch and Judy, I don't think it would really be fair to discuss puppets without giving a nod to the grandmammy of puppetry, Punch and Judy.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I was absolutely petrified of Punch and Judy when I was a child.
Never appealed to me as a kid either, because living where I live, I'm quite near Weymouth Beach, and there used to be Punch and Judy shows down there. Granted, I grew up in Poole, so going to Weymouth was a bit out, but still Dorset, and we go there, and I was never a big fan. But thanks for having the dates on them.
Yeah.
I fear I failed you somewhat there, but
no, it's all good. But I mean, Punch and Judy was, you could argue that was, in its day, that was the equivalent of kind of domestic violence, because there was quite a lot of toing and froing, of slapping around, and there's all that business with the crocodile and the sausages and all this sort of stuff. But yeah, Punch and Judy didn't get on well.
No, I don't so much have like in-depth notes on these guys, but what I do have is my memories of puppets here. These are the hand puppets, the ones where people would hide under the desk here primarily. You've got Sooty and Sweep there. Now, Sooty's been going for donkey's years, I think, at least from the 60s minimum. Certainly there's black and white videos. And I interestingly used to in a shop I used to work in, the original lady who would puppeteer on the show, she was one of our customers. She was one of the hand puppeteers. Sadly, I can't remember her name, and I know she's no longer with us, but I have met the lady several times who used to be one of the puppeteers there. But
cool.
Sooty and Sweep, I mean, in the 90s when I was growing up, because I'm a 90, I was born 84, but 90s was when I was really aware of these TV shows. Sooty and Sweep, I mean, it was still going. It was still really popular. I think the show I remember was Sooty and Co. You had Sooty, Sweep, a panda named Sue, and little cousin Scampy too, as the song went. They created another puppet, and they'd have their little adventures.
Who was your favourite?
I think I always liked Sweep.
Yeah, me too. I think everyone liked Sweep.
I mean, Sooty was the silent one, the strong silent one.
Yeah.
But Sweep, just that squeaker, something about Sweep. I always feel he always got a bit of a raw deal, I feel, Sweep did.
Yeah.
He wasn't...
he had a very lovable face, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he didn't have a punchable face like Cousin Scampy did. I said it, yeah. Cousin Scamp, I mean, he was a later creation of the Sooty brand, but I certainly wasn't a big fan of Cousin Scampy. So not really my bag.
Okay.
But to roll round the pictures here, you've got Ed the Duck. What's your memory like for Ed the Duck?
I didn't like Ed the Duck because he of course came after Gordon the Gopher, and I was a big fan of Gordon. Ed the Duck was he began his career, if you will, in 1988. He was very popular. He of course appeared in the Broom Cupboard, which was a little room that used to have the children's television presenter in. And there was various.
Didn't they go
presenters.
Through Schofield, Andy Pete? Was Andy Peters in the Broom Cupboard?
Yeah, you had Andy Peters, Andy Crane. Andy Crane was before Andy Peters,
right?
And then you had Philip Schofield as well. Ed the Duck was with Andy Crane, I believe, and. Yeah, I mean, Ed the Duck was actually very popular. He actually released a single in 1990. I can't remember the name of the single, but he was actually...
Oh, God, I
remember
remember
it. But
I remember it. It was terrible.
Right.
It was absolutely terrible, because I remember a kid in my class had an Ed the Duck puppet. I always wanted a Gordon the Gopher puppet. I really did.
Right. Yeah.
But no, never got one. But... No, I must say I prefer Gordon the Gopher. I don't know if that squeaky thing. I mean, most of the people who work with these puppets all went on to work in later years on Good Morning TV and shows like that, which all the older people watch now. They've sort of, their careers have sort of moved on.
Yeah, yeah.
Or some careers have ended.
Of course, Philip Schofield was the companion for Gordon the Gopher. Or vice versa, whichever way you look at it. And that was from 85 to 87. But I liked Gordon the Gopher better. I was sad to see him go. I thought he was cool. And I did have a little Gordon the Gopher puppet with a little squeaker in it. I thought he was cool. Yeah, did enjoy him.
I just want to bring up. Sorry, you carry on, mate. You first.
No, go on. I was going to say, before I go on, do you want to bring up any chats and get caught up with those?
Oh, look at that. We're thinking in sync. Just a couple of comments here. VTR Dave said Ed the Duck was related to Orville. Well, stands to reason. Yeah. Andrew says, never heard of Ed the Duck. I do remember Disco Duck having a popular album. I can't say I've heard of Disco Duck.
There was Doobie Duck, who had a disco bus. Doobie Duck's disco bus. Yeah.
Victoria Squires says, Andrew, it's a fox, not a squirrel. So I can only think that Andrew has mistaken Basil the Brush.
Chickens, ducks, squirrels, foxes.
I can't throw stones in this glass house, mate. Are you? No judgment, Andrew. It's easy to do. It's easy to mistake these people, these puppets. But
that is not a skill.
Andrew, at Vintage Tourist caught some of the reboot, which looked okay, but politicians satirised themselves. Oh, I believe they may be talking about Spitting Image. I could be wrong. Sorry, the comments move quicker than I can keep up with them.
Yeah. Some great puppets that I didn't even think to include those. It just didn't occur to me. I was kind of thinking of cutesy kind of animal puppets, and I didn't really I didn't think of Spitting Image, but of course they were some fantastic puppets and a great show.
To be honest with you, man, I mean, I'm just going to bring this slide down now. We will go into Basil Brush in a minute. To be honest with you, when I was looking into puppets, there's not just a couple though, are there? I mean, there's so many puppets. Like there's through the years.
Yeah.
If this was like a podcast that me and Kim were doing, we'd probably have to do 3 or 4 episodes on it, and that wouldn't even scratch the surface of puppets.
Yeah. There are a lot. I mean, you've got the Muppets, of course, which I didn't even bother touching on because we all know the Muppets. But I mean,
I've got a few notes on them, but it's.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay. But where do you draw the line between puppets and, I mean, was Fraggle Rock puppets? I mean, technically, I suppose they were, weren't they?
They were. I mean, did you want to touch briefly on Basil Brush, and then maybe I will touch just briefly on the Muppets?
Basil Brush, he came. He sort of started back in the 1960s, and we used to watch Basil Brush every day at school. They would put it on a TV for us to watch when we were little at school, and of course his punchline was "boom boom," because he used to sort of tell little jokes and say little funny things, and afterwards would say "boom boom." Yep, there you go. VTR, boom, boom.
We still, in our local Tesco's, have a Basil Brush charity box. You know those charity boxes used to get those big ones where they were like moulded. They were almost like blow moulded. We still, in our local Tesco's, have a Basil Brush charity box.
Excellent.
How do I know this? Well, one, because it's eye-catching, and 2, because several times when Jax was little, my little boy, I had to tell him, don't climb on Basil Brush. Because, of course, kids, why wouldn't you? We'd all climb on Basil Brush, wouldn't we? Let's be fair.
Yeah.
But sorry, I cut you off there, mate. My apologies.
No, it's good. That was it. That was all I really had on Basil Brush, really. I mean, I do remember watching him every day as a kid, but I don't remember the show too well, if that makes sense, because I was so young at the time. But
yeah,
he was very, very popular. I think he still makes appearances now, actually. I think the character has continued on.
I think I saw him on an episode of The Weakest Link with Anne Robinson.
May well have done.
No, in fact, I'm sure I did. If I'm misremembering, I'm sure it was, because I think he had a bit of back and forth with Anne.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
yeah.
I mean, some of these puppets will remain ageless, but of course, to an audience like for that show, The Weakest Link, it's going to appeal to people who were kids. People watching that were probably kids when Basil Brush was popular, so I can see why they bring him on. So I'm just going to mute myself to cough. One moment. Well, so I mute myself to cough, and you insert.
Of course I did. Of course I did. Do you expect anything less?
Amazing. No, I didn't. In fact, that was amazing. Thank you. That's better sounding than my cough was. I'm just getting very dry. It's just a lot of talking. But I'll bring up the last slide then. Last slide. I've got some...
okay, well, we can whiz around that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there's at least 2 puppets on there that I just have no clue about. You sent me the pictures. And it's the one with a head that looks like, I'll just say a grape and keep it PG. Yeah.
Well, let's work from the middle, and then we'll go around the outside. So of course I had to include Kermit the Frog as one of the main puppets of our time. Now let me see. Kermit first appeared in 1955. So he's been with us for a long time, and obviously is still with us. So I can't really talk about all the Muppets and the Jim Henson stuff, but certainly.
Well, Jim Henson stuff is iconic. I mean, we've covered briefly on Jim Henson in a podcast me and Kim did, because of course Jim Henson did the stuff for the original Turtles films. So Jim Henson, his involvement in the film industry and puppets and all that's been vast. Can I do my terrible Kermit? Sorry.
Yeah, no. Do your terrible Kermit.
It's not easy being green. There you go.
Oh, that was all right. That wasn't
I've waited
bad.
my whole life to do that. I've waited my whole life, and there's an audience of like 20 people. I feel amazing. I feel like I need this.
Was Jim Henson responsible for Yoda, or did I imagine that?
I don't know.
Someone in the chat will tell us. Was that a Jim Henson? Was it puppeteered by Jim Henson? I don't think he created Yoda, obviously, but I wonder if perhaps he was involved in the puppeteering of him. I don't know.
Okay, so I put in Google, because we can do this on the fly now, did Jim Henson do Yoda? Make of that what you will. And what I got is, Yoda is not a Muppet, while the iconic Star Wars character is often performed by Frank Oz of Muppet fame. The original puppet was constructed by Stuart Freeborn for Lucasfilm and Industrial Light and Magic, with Jim Henson simply serving as a consultant. There you go.
Right. Okay. That's where I knew there was some connection to Jim Henson, but of course it was Frank Oz was the puppeteer. I knew that. Yeah. I just had a bit of a brain fart. Thanks.
Reading movies got it.
Yeah.
So
cheers,
thank
man.
you for that. Having a quick flick through.
Okay. Yeah. Catch up.
Just a quick flip through. My apologies, because comments are flying in. I think people must like the Muppets. Well, Kim says no one cares about the Muppets. VTR Dave says, Kim Gonick, what about Muppets Christmas Carol? An essential in every household at Christmas time. Watched it this year and have done for many years. I love it. Let's have a look. I've seen a couple of them money box. So Travels with Jason says, I've seen a couple of those money boxes. Cannot remember and think. Not remember where. Think damn the car. I think he said he can't remember where he saw them. Apologies if that's not what you meant. And let me just flick through. My apologies. Missed out. Reading movies, but missed out on Yoda. You did. And yeah, lots of people saying Frank Oz, and yeah, I think we've. Oh yeah, and one that's interesting from Ben. I'd like to bring this up. Action Pop Cast and at Monkeyboy, would you class Ninja Turtles and Henson dinosaurs as puppets? Animatronic ones, though, obviously. See, Kim would have been interesting on this one, and I think she'll probably put it in the comments, because there certainly in the turtle suits, they were live action performers in rubber or latex suits, and the faces were remote controlled and had servos and machinery in them. And I do believe they had people doing forms of puppetry to control the eyes and mouths, if my memory serves. So there's certainly an element of puppetry to them. And Kim says, I would have worked with puppets in a past life and making them from scratch, designing structures and testing materials. And Kim says, yes. So I'm guessing that is probably to would you class the dinosaurs and turtles as, part puppet? And MSC says, Miss Piggy and Kermit, more romantic than Romeo and Juliet. Interspecies relations. What more could you want? So I'll shut up now. If you, so we were speaking on Kermit. Where did we get to before I barged in with the comments?
That's we all know Kermit, don't we? He just had to be mentioned, really. I wouldn't have got away with without mentioning Kermit. But if we shoot off to the right of Kermit, down in the bottom right hand corner there, we can see Roland Rat. Now this is another example of an under the table puppet, much as most of the Muppets are. They're under the table or behind the table kind of puppets, with rods that move their arms. And Roland Rat is a good example of an under the table puppet. Now I don't think I forgot to write down what year Roland Rat was, or what years Roland Rat was on the TV, but he was very popular back in the 80s. There was Roland Rat, there was Errol the Gerbil, and there was, what was the hamster called? Someone will tell me in the chat. There was a rat, which was Roland. There was, I think it was was it Errol the hamster?
I'm gonna have to rely on the audience here because I'm not.
There was Roland, Errol, and another one. I can't remember if Errol was the gerbil or the hamster. I don't remember now. But there were three of them. And Roland Rat's catchphrase was, "Hey, rat fans!"
Hey. He's a Roland Rat. I remember Roland Rat, but
Kevin the gerbil, Errol the hamster, and no, Errol the gerbil, and I don't know. It was Errol and Kevin anyway. I can't remember which way round it was.
Victoria says Errol. Yes.
Yeah, Errol. There was Errol and Kevin.
I remember Roland Rat, and I've certainly watched. Emma C says Kevin the gerbil, and I certainly. Emma's quite a bit older than me, so she would remember these things more. She's going to stab me now. I remember Roland Rat, but again, I think I was sort of on the cusp, just on the end of it, just picking up on it more because I had older sisters. He was
cool. He was quite a maverick, he was quite a cheeky little fellow. And he was just very cool. That's how I would describe Roland Rat. I think everyone really liked him. He was awesome.
It's interesting. Just to Kim's comment there, also need to look at the puppets from the dinosaur sitcom. So not relating to our puppets we're talking about here, but on YouTube you can go on, and the baby in the show Disney's Dinosaurs, there is someone recorded it years ago. The guy who puppeteered and voiced the baby had a complete freeform moment where he was just riffing with the cast and crew, and it's absolutely hilarious. It's off script. Just check it out on YouTube. The person doing it is wild because it's a puppet, but you really buy into it being real. So I'll just say that is worth checking out.
Okay, what would we need to search for on YouTube?
Baby dinosaurs, baby, what do you call it, where you improvisation. Yeah.
Okay.
You'll find it. I mean, you know what YouTube's like. You might find a video about waxing parts of your body if you type that in. I mean, there's always the inevitable YouTube rabbit hole you can fall down.
Yeah.
But yeah. So VTR just saying, didn't Roland move from ITV to BBC? I honestly do not know.
I remember him on ITV. He may well have done. Your knowledge is probably better than mine on that, BTR.
But absolutely. So, is there much more you wanted to? Sorry.
No, I'm done with Roland. We could, if we shoot over to the bottom left-hand corner. I don't really want to talk much about this character, but I just felt he was quite a popular character, and that is Doc the Croc from the TV kids show Round the Bend, and he was another example of an under-the-table puppet that was quite popular. I just thought I'd chuck him in there just for the sake of it, really. I don't have much to say about him as such. It was a show that was sort of had a lot of toilet humour. There was a section of the show, an animated parody of He-Man called Wee Man. And
I remember this show now.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's come back. I remember this now. Sorry.
But it was very. There was lots of toilet humour and sort of fart gags and that sort of thing. It was a very and slime and bugs and creepy crawlies and that kind of thing. It was that kind of a show, but very popular. I'm sure it wasn't popular with parents, but kids loved it. So yeah, Round the Bend.
Isn't it amazing how I didn't recognise him, and now you're talking. It's the Wee Man thing. I remember that. I really do remember that.
Yeah.
Wow. So who's the purple-headed geezer above him then?
So the guy in the top left-hand corner is worth checking out. Now this is a puppet called Randy Feltface, Now I can't tell you the name of the. I couldn't tell you the name of
Randy
the performer, I'm
Feldface.
afraid. Yeah, but he's very good. Now the guy travels around and does stand-up tours with using this puppet, and it's the first time I've seen a puppet doing stand-up. Now there are loads of them of his shows. There are at least 4 or 5 of his shows available on YouTube, so you can watch it for free. Just search Randy Feltface stand up or Randy Feltface live, and you'll find his videos on there. He's well worth a look. It's very good stand up humor and stand up comedy, but done with a puppet, and it's really very good indeed. I discovered it sort of in the latter part of last year, and was very impressed, and I was so pleased that there were so many of them available on YouTube. So if you like stand-up comedy, and you want to see something a little bit different, go and check out Randy Feltface, and watch some of those videos. It's really worth your time.
Yeah, and I'll definitely check him out. I just want to say hello to Mr. Keith Knight, who's here. Hello.
Hello, Keith.
How are you,
Hello,
sir?
man.
And he's put, on the subject of rats, we had a mate at school called Mick Hitchin. His name was Rat In. Fair enough.
Oh.
So yeah, I think
who was that? Was that UB40 Rats in the Kitchen?
There's a rat in the kitchen. What am I gonna do? Is that the
UB40?
song? I can't. I don't think that counts as a copyright claim, does it? I mean, I can't sing for one. So yeah, Victoria Squires puts, kick yourself in the head, Wee Man, because Andrew said, isn't Wee Man a character from the Jackass TV show? Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But so yeah, do you know what, mate? We got through that subject, and I think we hit the end of the subject, dude. And I think we did all right.
We pretty much got there, didn't we? We did all right.
Yeah. Yeah, so we can just chat some bollocks for a bit if you like.
Hey.
You can do that. Yay. But do you have a favourite puppet, though, from childhood? One that really sticks out to you? One that you think, yeah, he was great, or she was great, or they were great?
Yeah, I think I probably do, and I think I would have to pick Grover from Sesame Street.
Grover?
Yep. It used to kill me with laughter. There was just something about his look, the way he was kind of that scruffy kind of look that he had, and his voice and his mannerisms, and I would just fall about laughing watching Super Grover, and particularly in Sesame Street, where they would do the sketches, or was it Sesame Street, or it might have been the Muppet Show, where they did the sketches of him as a waiter in the restaurant, and he would go up, and there would be some calamity or some strange situation with him being a waiter, and I used to just love that to bits. So yeah, I'd have to say that Grover was probably my favorite puppet. I did like him.
There was a puppet I had as a kid, and I didn't have him on any of the slides, but I can share a screen with you now. And this was DJ Cat. And he was, I remember him on Sky One in the 90s in the morning. I think he came on after Fun Factory. And he was sort of similar to Roland Rat in his attitude, a bit cheeky, a bit streetwise. I think he may have possibly been made in another country, and it was sort of dual broadcast. There's certainly a story to it, which not enough time to go over this evening. But DJ Cat was a puppet, as I say, similar under the desk sort of Roland Rat style puppet. Always had human presenters with him who would interact with him. But yeah, that's probably
Not familiar with him.
No, I'm sure he was out end of late 80s, but sort of for me, I remember it from the 90s, because we were quite lucky as kids. We had Sky TV, which was, when we were at school, we were one of the first families to have Sky TV, which is quite a big thing, early 90s, end of the 80s, early 90s. Yeah. So I remember that. So I'm just going to have a quick flick through some of the comments again, just have a little catch up.
Yeah.
Keith Knight says the UB40 song. Yes.
Yep.
Andrew says, you have said everything there is to say about puppets. I don't think we've said everything there is to say, but we've said everything we want to say.
Not even close. But hopefully you found it sort of entertaining and interesting to some degree. Well, you're still here, so.
Interestingly, Zantara says we had DJ Cat in the US. He served as host of Tom and Jerry's Shorts on Saturday morning. It was different from the British show I have seen on YouTube. Oh, that's interesting. So they shared the puppet over the pond. And very, very good point from Delvian. Jabba the Hutt was a pretty good puppet. Yep. But this is how expansive this subject is, because where would you stop with it? Because you could say all the original Star Wars films, and even the sequel trilogy, there was so much puppetry is just there.
Mm-hmm.
It's even we didn't even touch on marionette puppets. We didn't even touch on the Thunderbirds, Captain Scarlet, Joe 90,
Terrorhawk.
It's Stingray, Terrorhawks. So, and then Victoria Squires puts, Alf was kind of a puppet. I think Alf would absolutely have been classed as a puppet. So although we spoke about Muppets briefly, Scream 7's put Elmo, or Elmo became like a massive icon in was it the noughties with Tickle Me Elmo?
Yeah, I wanted one of those. I never got one, but I wanted one.
They just creeped me out, man. But I'll tell you something else, which I'm going to show people something that creeped you out this evening, off the subject of puppets. But earlier on this evening, me and Monkeyboy were chatting, and I sent him a picture of my dinner, right? And he was quite, I don't know what to say, but
show him the picture. Everyone will see it immediately.
Right?
What is going on with those chips? What is going on with those chips? They are literally all the same length. They're all completely straight, completely identical. They're all about 10 centimeters long. What is going on with those chips? They're not from this planet, mate. I mean, so talk about OCD chips. What is going on with those?
Okay, so you don't care that I did homemade Stilton sauce, that I cooked that sirloin steak beautifully rare. The point you pick up on is that you're not interested, but I buy some Iceland easy sort of pre-formed chips, which I'm going to tell you the truth, right? Those chips are like a form of microchip, right? The steak was high quality, everything was high quality. It was a bit of a rush tonight. Those things come in a little box. They microwave up. They're lovely. And I show you that plate of amazing food, and the only thing you can fixate on is OCD chips.
OCD chips. Did you count all the peas as well?
No, I didn't count all the peas. I mean, that plate, looking at it on screen, it looks messy now because I'd started cutting the steak up before I sent it to you, but there was caramelized onions and mushrooms on there, homemade Stilton sauce, a beautiful 340 gram rare sirloin steak with the fat on the back seared. And the thing you picked up on was the bloody chips, because they freaked you out.
I can't believe they're all so uniform. I've never seen chips like that in my life. And it's clear that you've had a go at them because they're all a bit scattered. But I bet you they were lined up perfectly when you set that plate down. Did you get a little set square out and like make sure the edges were all perfectly lined up?
Look, I didn't make them like that. I just put them on the plate. I'm going to guess elbow. Andrew, I'm going to guess elbow to the picture of the steak. And Kim puts, but they're from those micro fry packets. Yes, Kim knows. They're great. They're great because they don't go soft. They're crispy. They're crunchy, but they've obviously mashed it up and reformed them. And VTR Dave puts, look at all those peas, all the same size. Oh, so I've got OCD peas now, have I? Really? A man can't win. Victoria says freak fries.
Yeah.
I just can't get my head around people who can't admire that beautiful piece of steak. They focus on.
Yeah, but it's those straight chips, man. They just they took all the wind out of the sails, out of the out of the sales of the steak. I mean, admittedly, it did look good, but that was at least the third thing I looked at. The first thing I saw was the chips. Then I saw the sauce and thought, I wonder what sauce that is. And then I saw the steak.
Right, so Travels with Jason here scolds me. Shame on you, Nick, for microwave chips with a nice steak. Now, normally I would agree, but I say to you, go to Iceland and buy these fries to go and try them. And report back. Because, let's face it, look at how rare I have that steak. The thing was practically mooing. The cheese sauce takes a few minutes to knock up. Simple roux, bit of melted cheese, boom. Chop up some onions and mushrooms, caramelize it in the pan with the steak, boom. Right? So I didn't want to go to the length of, I've either got to buy oven chips, which they're not that great, and they're going to take at least half an hour. And you've got to always overcook oven chips, haven't you? Because otherwise they come out like anemic and soggy. Yeah. So I went for the safe bets. What I did.
Nice. I'm not saying they didn't look nice. They did look good, but it was just that they were all so identical. It was scary. It's like your army building chips or something.
Well, you know. Right. So Kim Gonick says it was nice dinner, just not plated right. Okay. Well, whilst I would agree, my presentation was not on point this evening. I was rushing around because so this afternoon it's Bond afternoon in our house. So, you know, me and Jax watched our Bond film, which we watched Goldfinger today. Fantastic. Right. I had to throw this thing together. I think MSC's having a dig now. It's not a smiley face chip though, is it? Up your game. Who puts smiley face chips with a steak? You judge me for my OCD chips, and MSC is there saying about smiley face chips. I don't even think they're classed as chips.
I would say they're closer to a waffle. They're sort of like a mix between a waffle and a chip. They don't really know what they're meant to be. Yeah. I like them though. They're good though.
But they are confused. They're confused potato product. I'm not happy about it. So I'm just saying.
I like them. They are nice.
But I'm just flicking through this oven. Keith Knight puts oven chips are like non-alcohol beer. Yes, I would agree. They are. But sometimes you got to cheat, haven't you? So I think people are more stirred up by the subject of the chips with my steak than they were the subject of puppets.
We should have led with the chips.
We should have led with the chips. That's where we went wrong, isn't it?
Yeah.
So things that got people chatting a lot tonight.
The what?
Your things that got people chatting tonight. Your balls and my chips. Give the people what they want.
Sometimes you can't do right for doing wrong, can you?
No, I know.
Well, we'll have to see if it was successful or not. We'll have to see what the verdict is.
Right. So before we go, everyone who's here, just with a simple yes or no, did we do enough tonight to save Robert the monkey? And that might sound ridiculous, but Robert the monkey has been held hostage this week. We showed him earlier, and we kind of feel like it's for you guys to decide if we set Robert the monkey free or if we keep him hostage, and see if you guys come back and we do a better job next time. So just a simple yes or no. I see Andrew already breaking the rules. Save Robert the monkey. Just a yes or no.
Yeah, I mean, did we do enough of a good job? Were you entertained?
I even made a banner for this. Did we do enough to save Robert?
Yeah, and you had a soundboard as well.
I did have a soundboard, but the soundboard stopped working because I accidentally unplugged it through the stream when I jumped up to get the charger for my laptop, which unset it all.
Oh, were you not entertained?
Well, look, you did the sound effect for the coughing earlier.
That's true.
So should we just flick back to the... So what are people saying here? Let's roll back. Excuse me. Well, Kim Gonick, no surprise there, says no.
Okay, all right.
So she's damn. Andrew puts save Robert the monkey. Travels with Jason. No, I was kind of hoping you were going to lead with bop, but you didn't. So Keith Knight puts, your balls, my chips. It's a great name for a punk band, by the way. Only MJ held monkeys hostage, says VTR Dave.
Oh.
Emma C says, free the monkey for the love of goodness. Ben says, yes, we did enough. Andrew, get some of those Action Man SES to rescue him. Darwin says yes. Andrew says yes. Soda says yes. Tree Theodore, one of the hardest working creators. Thank you, MBT. Hi there, APD. Hello, Tree Theodore. Yeah, no, Monkeyboy's a damn hard working YouTuber.
Thanks, Tree.
Victoria Squires says yes.
You're not bringing the comments up, Nick.
My apologies. My apologies.
Right.
But it's basically just lots of yeses, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Victoria says yes. Do you know? I think we're gonna have to set him free, mate.
Gonna have to set him free.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Right. Shall I rip the gaffer tape off his mouth and set him free for the evening?
Yeah. Set him free.
Hold on. Let me just get him then. Hang on. It's Robert the monkey!
Yay!
Yay!
We saved Robert. You saved Robert. You guys saved Robert.
Thank you, everyone.
Right. So, Robert, have you got anything to say about your ordeal before we wrap up with the socials? Here's your moment to speak, Robert. You go for it, my mate.
I think he's done.
Okay, well, Robert, I just request that you don't include any of that in the police report, okay? That's all.
Excellent. Oh, well, thank you, everyone. Robert's very pleased to be free.
Because Skeletor was lined up to shoot him, to be fair. So you got the happy ending.
Off you go, Robert.
Off you go, Robert.
There you go. You can live back on the sofa again. Oh well, that's cool. I'm pleased. I was worried for his safety. Then I thought that he was gonna take a bullet to the can.
Well, Skeletor's been lined up all night for it. I even managed to reset the soundboard for it, so it was a very real risk for Robert the monkey.
I wonder what my neighbours are going to think hearing monkeys screeching through the walls.
Well, you know, VTR Dave says, "Isn't that a duck?" Well, Monkeyboy saying, "How is it there?" The new host on the Monkeyboy show. So, and we are joined by Sam's Vintage Repairs. Hello, mate. How are you? Thank you for popping along.
Hello, man.
Right. We have reached the end of the show, Monkey, so I think it's only fair to say to you, sir, would you like to do, and let me bring up the little banner. I made a banner and everything. Let's do this properly. Our socials, why not? So, go for your life. Promote yourself. Go nuts.
Well, I don't really have any socials particularly other than Twitter. If you guys want to contact me or
promote
Skeletor,
your channel then.
You can find me on Twitter at Monkeyboys Toys. If not, then check out my YouTube channels, Monkeyboys Toys, and of course Skeletor's channel, which is called Skeletalk. You can find a link to Skeletor's channel in any of my video descriptions on my channel. But yeah, it'd be great if you guys haven't checked out either of the channels, if you could come and show us some support, that'd be lovely. And as I say, if you want to contact us, do it on Twitter at Monkeyboys Toys. And that's about it. Thanks, Nick. What about you? Where can we find you? What's coming up for you soon?
Right, so I typically do the show Action Popcast with Kim Gonick, who is in the chat this evening. She is 50% of the Action Popcast. Our next APC will probably be out early April, and the subject will be revealed closer to the time. So at the moment, there's probably April before you see anything else from us. But as for the socials, You can find us on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. We are on Instagram. We have a Facebook page. We have an email, actionpopcast@gmail.com. You can reach us on. So we're out there. If you want to chat to me or Kim, or you want to send any ideas, give any feedback, chat to us about any of the shows we've done, hit us up. Or simply, if you can't be bothered to do any of that because you forgot it because I've spoken too fast, because I feel like I'm speaking really fast, you can always comment on any post or video on my channel, and I will get back in touch with you. I'll always respond. So yeah, April for the next APC. I'm sure me and Monkeyboy will return with this again next month, because people saved Robert the monkey, so we did enough. So we've got to come back. And yeah, I just want to, but before closing out, I just want to say thank you to everyone who showed up tonight. It was real great. There's been a load of you, and it's been great. And thank you for the interaction.
Yeah,
I've
thanks
really
so much to everyone.
Really enjoyed the show. Just a couple of comments before we go. It looks like I'm just looking for praise now, but I'm not. I'm just trying to get through the comments. Well, this was the lamest stream ever. I'll be sending a strongly worded letter to YouTube. Yes, we've done our job. Thank you, VTR Dave. Andrew, go on Skeletor's channel and leave rude questions. He loves it. He especially loves talking about the film Grease.
Oh God, don't.
Andrew says he appreciates it. Victoria Squire says thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Kim,
indeed.
congrats on the first lame stream, guys. And Travels and More with Jason says, oh, you're back in a month's time. See you then. Yes, you will. So everybody, thank you so much for joining us. I've got nothing else to say. Monkeyboy, have you got anything else to say?
Not really. No. Thanks to everyone that's joined us in the stream. Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining in the chat, and being good sports. Thank you so much. And we'll see you again.
We hope it was moderately entertaining. And so till next time, bye guys.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.